Taylor says, don't fucking underestimate.
Underestimate.
Taylor says, don't fucking underestimate. Taylor says, don't fucking underestimate.
I think you're broken.
I'm broken. Welcome to Inchworm,
the podcast in which we're inching through worm. I'm Jenny.
And I'm Ted.
And this time we read Hive
5.9.
Thank you for knowing that. This chapter was amazing.
Yes.
Possibly the best chapter so far.
Yes.
Really incredible.
Yeah, without saying what moment, there's stuff in here that I've been looking forward to. It's an iconic chapter in Worm, I think.
Oh my god. For some reason, I think I must have gotten a notification or something, and that made me think there was the next chapter title on the next page. I thought that this chapter ended on, don't fucking underestimate me, I snarled in response. And I was like, no! What did she do? What happened? And then I tapped it, it said 7 pages left in chapter, and I was like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. There's not really a cliffhanger, right? We get the climax, and then,
this chapter is the climax of the arc. This chapter was incredible.
Yeah.
It was much longer than the previous few chapters, and boy, did it pack a punch.
Yes.
Wow.
In some cases, literally.
Yes.
I'm so excited to see where you want to take the conversation, but I think it's my turn to summarize.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to get into it.
Do it.
So we pick up right where we left off. Lung has just said to Taylor, ooh. And Taylor says back, yeah, me.
She doesn't say, yeah, E.
That would have been a really good bit. And I will say, there are some good bits between her and Sundancer in this chapter.
It's true.
We'll call them out.
It's true.
Taylor's trying to sound confident, and Kaiser tells her to step down, that he and his girls, gross, have this in hand. And Taylor's like, I don't know, man, if you haven't beaten Lung by now, you're not gonna. That's kind of his whole deal.
Yeah.
And Lung is happy to just let this play out, because he and Kaiser are both feeling incredibly confident at all times. But while Taylor and Kaiser are negotiating a little bit, Lung lunges for Taylor. She basically is caught flat-footed, but Kaiser starts fighting back, shields her with some metal blades, and we get this great scene where both of the dogs who stayed behind to back up Taylor get dealt with in incredibly short order by Lung, and Taylor's trying to encourage Sundancer to get involved, and Sundancer's like, no, my power is it's really bad. And not bad as in weak, but bad as in too strong.
Yep.
And we get a little bit of back and forth of Lung versus Kaiser. Lung is getting more and more monstrous. Kaiser is creating metal, really giant, really sharp pieces of metal to kind of keep him pinned down. Kaiser also starts attacking the unpowered members of the ABB, kind of for no reason, but he seems to be maybe just glorying in the fact that he can do it.
I mean, his reason is white supremacy.
Yes, yeah, and he basically says that, not killing anyone, it seems, but wounding them in really awful ways, and Kaiser and Taylor banter a little bit about morals in the middle of the fight. Taylor's reluctant to help Kaiser for obvious white supremacy reasons. And finally, Taylor convinces Sundancer to act. And we see that Sundancer's power is basically creating a mini sun.
Yeah.
So Taylor has to run way back real fast on Angelica as Sundancer creates a mini sun, which she kind of moves around the room. And the heat from the mini sun is enough to melt the asphalt of the warehouse and almost get Lung to the point of passing out. And then a lot of stuff happens at once. Kaiser gets jealous that Sundancer is about to make Lung pass out and stabs him through the heart. Sundancer turns off the sun because she's not trying to kill anyone, but she's like, well, what are you doing? You just killed him. And Kaiser's like, yes, I ended it, or whatever. But he didn't. Lung recovers and immediately takes out Kaiser, Fenya, and Menya from the battle and turns to face Sundancer and Taylor. He is not down at all. In fact, he's doing better than ever.
Yeah, and to be clear, he totally knocks out Kaiser and he stabs Menya, and then Fenya's just trying to keep those two alive. Yeah. And because he's had a little bit longer in the fight, when Sundancer tries to start up her sun again, his pyrokinesis now trumps her sun power. Yeah, does he... Well, we can talk about it.
Yeah, that's at least how I read what's going on, is that, like, the first time she uses the sun, he can't stop it, and the second time he's strong enough that he can. But
right, because he has pyrokinesis. He doesn't generate fire, he controls fire, so he can stop her sun.
He can also sort of create fire, right? He does that thing where he explodes.
But his power isn't creating fire, it's controlling fire, which includes creating it.
I think so. Yeah. But yeah, so basically the point, though, was that Sundancer was going to finish Lung off. Kaiser interrupts because he wants the glory, and then immediately gets himself and Menya totally destroyed by Lung. And we end up basically Lung facing down Taylor. Lung seems to be loving this. Taylor draws her knife, and we become aware that she's basically like, don't use fire, hopefully this is insulting enough that you want to get close and punch me. And we have this great moment where suddenly Bitch comes back and she's riding Brutus and she fights Lung, but it's completely ineffective. Lung grabs Bitch, then grabs Taylor, is holding them both King Kong style, and is about to really mess them up when Taylor lands a bug in Lung's eye. And Lung says, "Oh, gross," which is cockroach, and laughs because it's like, what, you put a cockroach in my eye? Like, that's going to do anything? And then his grip starts to loosen. Taylor says,
"Don't fucking underestimate me."
And then Lung passes out, releasing Bitch and Taylor. And Bitch is like, what happened? Taylor took some caterpillar, dipped it in Neuter's blood, and then flew it into Lung's eye on the back of a cockroach. And thankfully, his blood drug is strong enough to go through the eye to Lung's brain, even in his superpowered state.
Incredible. This was the best move. This is like the peak moment of Worm so far.
Yeah. Incredible. So cool. And Taylor's like, okay, Lung's on the ground. I'm going to call up Tattletale just to check. Hey, Lung heals, right? Like, no matter what I do to him, he's going to heal from it, right? Like, his dick's already growing back, right? The reason she's asking is because she
wants to castrate him.
No. Arguably worse, she carves out his eyes.
Yeah.
It's very gruesome. She feels pretty matter-of-fact about it. But, you know, we'll talk about her thinking there later. But presumably, you know, he's going to wake up from the neuter serum much faster than a normal person would. But he still has to, you know, grow his eyes back. And that's going to take a very long time relative to the rest of his healing. Taylor checks in on Sundancer. She's doing okay. She checks in on Bitch and the dogs. The dogs are doing okay. And in fact, they heal when they get small again. So we don't have to worry about Brutus losing his eye. Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Taylor's like, hey, Fenya, maybe point out to Kaiser that we saved his ass and he should lay off about the dogfighting stuff.
Yeah.
And then I'll just read the end of the chapter because this is the moment I love.
Yes.
I stepped towards Sundancer and offered a hand to help her up. She flinched away. Oh, my hands were bloody. I dropped the offered hand to my side. Let's go, I suggested.
Yeah, what a line. My hands were bloody.
Good stuff. Very good stuff.
I mean, several amazing moments in this. The cockroach move. That's the kind of thing you love to see in this kind of story where you don't know that she has anything up her sleeve, but you're like, clearly she's not about to die, so she must be about to do something cool or something else is going to happen.
You get the one clue that she's like, don't burn me, like, come at me.
Right, and I just kind of figured she doesn't want to be burned because that would suck, but like looking back at it now, I'm like, oh yeah, because she has this plan where she's going to fly a bug into his eye and the fire will mess that up, and yeah.
Yeah, and you get this very matter-of-fact description of like, I flew a bug into his eye. You know, like Loon picked it out.
Yeah,
you
he's
know.
like, it was annoying enough that he picked it out. And then he's like, a cockroach?
Yeah.
In his weird guttural dragon speech. And then everything starts to go weak.
Right. Wildbow leaves the explanation to when Taylor explains it to Bitch, which is just really, really fun. I love being kept in the dark for a few pages as you go through and just try to understand, like, wait, what? Because it wasn't obvious to me that, like that Taylor had done something until she explains it.
And you know how this kind of story works. Like, I knew either she had something up her sleeve or something else was going to happen. Like, Bitch rides in. That was kind of the something else happening. Bitch didn't have a lasting effect. She also got picked up in Loon's hand. You know, she was also going to be hurt. So then Taylor needed to pull something out. So it's not that it was a surprise that something happened, but it was so much cooler than I expected.
Yes.
So much cooler. I was like, was it not really a cockroach? Did it sting him? Like, what bug could possibly, like, single bug could sting him that would do that?
Yeah.
But Taylor got a cockroach to dip a caterpillar piece in Neuter's blood. It was so cool. Like, this is why she's the heroine. She is so good at this stuff.
Yeah, and it's like...
absolute genius.
Yeah, it's such a good improvised plan.
Yeah,
right? Like,
really using what's on hand. A big pool of neuter blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Neuter's blood is not neutered by just lying there outside of his body, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that moment was so brilliant and triumphant. And then we have the other moment, which is, like, equally cool, but in a totally different way, of her cutting out Loon's eyes.
Yeah.
Which, okay, so she calls Tattletale. She's like, he heals, right? No matter what I do, he'll heal. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is she going to do? I honestly expected her to cut off all of his limbs.
Oh, no.
And then she, like, bends his head back to bare his neck. I was like, is she going to cut off his head? I think that might actually kill him.
Yeah.
I was like, Tattletale said nothing could kill him, so maybe it won't, but I don't see how that's going to work. Like, is he going to grow a whole new body from his head? Will it go the other direction?
Can you imagine if she created 2 loons? Both halves grow back?
I mean, 2 loons is the normal number for a body, so it wouldn't be that weird.
Well said.
But, okay, she went for the eyes, which is really interesting. I think it's probably less effective than if she'd cut off his legs and arms, but it's also a little bit less brutal.
It's also feasible. Like, I'm not sure she could have.
Yeah, like sawing through. She only had a little knife. That's a good point. He's a dragon. He's got these like armor scales. She probably, the eyes were probably actually the only feasible target. I was wondering if it was like, this will keep him from being as effective in combat, but he'll still be able to, you know, lead a full life in some other ways.
Right.
Although I'm sure he's not used to being blind. Like, he doesn't have the...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
skills blind people would develop. Yeah.
It's a horrible counterfactual of, like, if Taylor had, like, an extremely powerful laser gun, would she have cut off all of his limbs?
Yes, the sort of to the pain Wesley move.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
But yeah, that move is... And she describes her feeling while she does it. She says, when I was done... I stood, sheathed my knife, and backed away from Loon's body. Shouldn't I feel worse about this? Shouldn't I feel sick or grossed out or disturbed by the morality of it? I didn't even feel cold the way Gru had described. It just felt like something I had to do, which is really interesting.
Yeah,
what a character moment. In some ways, it feels like a heel turn moment for her. Like, this is when she becomes a villain.
Interesting.
I'm not sure that that's actually what it feels like in the bigger picture, because what she's really doing is becoming an extremely, like, brutal utilitarian hero, right? Like, she is doing this to take out a villain who is in fact very dangerous and has been causing a lot of damage to the town and to a lot of innocent people. So from a larger perspective, this isn't necessarily an evil move, but physically cutting out someone's eyes with your knife, and then, I mean, her hands are bloody. Like, what more perfect metaphor is there for her just having, I'm not sure lost some piece of innocence is the right phrase for it, but for her having committed an atrocity that it doesn't necessarily feel like it was wrong, but on an instinctive level, just like, cutting out someone's eyes. Like, we were talking about how even villains don't want to kill people because there's this piece of humanity that keeps you from wanting to do that. I mean, Taylor didn't kill him, but cutting out someone's eyes and just feeling cool with it, being like, yeah, that's what I had to do, does seem like it represents a loss of human squeamishness, human hesitation to cause physical harm to others.
Yeah.
It's very brutal. It's just so, I mean, she says it didn't even feel cold. It just felt necessary.
Yeah. I love the way that is put. It feels very banality of evil, sort of like what she is doing is very inhuman in that way of like, how could you even
why doesn't
do
she
this?
feel
Why
anything?
aren't you sick to your stomach? But it also feels to me very human that somebody could get into a mind space where it's like, oh yeah, this is just what I have to do.
But I think people are going to be scared of her because of this. Like, there are people watching. Lung's minions are watching. Fenya's watching. Sundancer.
Yeah.
Like, bitch. Like, she's gonna go back to the rest of the Undersiders and be like, yeah, I cut his eyes out. And they're gonna be like, you did what? Like,
yeah.
They're gonna be, I think, kind of thrilled by it and also a little bit put off. Just like a little bit like, whoa.
Right.
And I think she already had a reputation. Like, Lung was going around being like, I want that bug girl who, probably said that she used like dirty tricks to defeat him or whatever. And now everyone's gonna be like, that bug girl, don't cross her.
Right.
And it's also like, I wonder, we haven't seen any heroes in a while. This is certainly not the kind of thing they would do. Like, I don't know if they specifically have rules against mutilation. I think that they would certainly have rules against killing. Like, they'd be like, no, you don't execute the supervillain once he's unconscious. But she doesn't have any of the equipment that they would carry around for restraining him. Like, the idea of like, well, this was the way to keep him from, if he woke up, I needed a way to make sure he wouldn't immediately defeat us. And that if she were a ward and she had done this, what would they do about it? Like, what would their reaction be?
Yeah, that's really interesting.
And what will they think about her now if they hear these rumors?
Yeah, I just like a ward would know that you're not allowed to do this.
Yeah, a ward would just call him back up probably.
Right, it's part of the being a solo operator hero as she is.
You have to be scrappy.
Right, but she gets to make the calls.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
This is totally on her. She doesn't have a sort of like, she's not calling up Miss Militia or Arms Master and being like, okay, I just had this great idea. What if we cut out his eyes? He heals, right? Right, like that. Like, I feel like given what we've seen from her so far, she would be like, maybe she would bring it up. Mm-hmm. But she wouldn't, if she's plugged into an authority she trusts, maybe she's going to go along with them.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Maybe Taylor as a ward totally goes off the rails and does this on her first day out.
She does seem like someone who wants to determine her own actions. I mean, this is really fundamentally, I think, why she didn't want to be a ward. Yeah. She was kind of saying she doesn't want the teen dynamics, but I think she doesn't want the oversight because she just has such strong opinions about what should be done, and she doesn't want someone to disagree with her on that because, she thinks she's right.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be a little more shaken by this. Like, at least here's what I predict. I think she'll go back to the other Undersiders and expect them to ask, but Tattletale already knows and has told them. And she's like, are they not weirded out by it? And maybe they actually aren't. Maybe they're like, yeah, good move. And she's like, do you not think that was weird? Should I think it's weird? I'm still not sure if I do. Like, I feel like
there might be some more necessarily have to do.
Right. She doesn't necessarily have conflicted feelings about it, but I think she has some conflicted thoughts about it that she's like, should I feel more? Should I,
Yeah. Well,
like, I don't think she'll have screaming nightmares where she's like seeing eyes in her hands or something.
Yeah. It'll be really interesting to see. I don't want to sort of confirm or deny, but I want to talk about like those last few lines again. Right. She offers her hand to Sundancer. Sundancer flinches away. And then she thinks, oh, my hands were bloody. And I don't think this is clear as to whether she even is thinking about it metaphorically.
Right. No.
Right. Because it's, to me, the sort of maybe more in character reading, just based on the last 2 pages, is she's like, oh, of course she doesn't want to take my hand because I offered her a hand that's dirty.
Yeah, there's blood on it.
Yeah, there's blood on it. Yeah. She wouldn't do that. Compared to her, what this interaction is from Sundancer's perspective, which I think is what you just said, which is Sundancer is absolutely freaking terrified and does not want to touch Skitter.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, she just saw Skitter face down Lung with, she didn't even have anything on her. She had a tiny knife. She's like, don't you want, like, come get me. And then, Loon picks up Skitter. Skitter does something with a bug, and then she does explain it. But, she just faced off against Loon with nothing but, one cockroach.
Yeah.
And a knife. And then once Loon passed out, she just cut out his eyes.
Yeah.
And then when she asks how Sundancer's doing, Sundancer's kind of wounded. She's like, I'm okay. You're like, yeah, was that hesitating because you're kind of wounded or because you're totally freaked out by Taylor?
Yeah. So it will be really interesting to see, does Taylor even think about it at that more metaphorical level? Because I feel like there is a version...
I don't think she'll expect the reaction everyone has to it. The larger population, reputation-wise.
Right.
Sorry, but there's a version.
No, yeah. You were sort of saying, you were positing a Taylor who is, being more self-reflective. And all I'm saying is she's not really reflecting on it as the chapter continues. She has a little paragraph where she's like, is this weird? But then she just moves past it.
Yeah. But I
also...
think when she debriefs with the other Undersiders, she will at least have a little bit of reflection on it.
Yeah. And it's also not something she feels defensive about.
No.
Right?
Yeah. She's like, this is what I had to do.
It's possible that if somebody pressed her on it and it was confrontational, she would explain it.
Yeah.
But she's not with it enough to be I know this seems extreme, but the one thing we know about Loon is that he's a really good healer.
Yeah.
So I don't love doing this, but it's important that we do. Right? She doesn't have an instinct to say that, even if it might be helpful.
I feel the way her personality works, sort of how I feel when I'm playing Mafia and I'm not Mafia. Where I'm just one of the innocent townspeople or whatever, and I'm trying to figure out who's guilty, and people start accusing me, and I know that I'm innocent, and I feel like they should see that.
Yeah.
I feel like Taylor's no, I know that this was the right decision. I know that I'm a member of the Undersiders for the right reason. That should be unimpeachable, and she doesn't feel like she needs to play a game of presenting a certain persona, or she's not good, I was saying in the Emma chapters, she's not good at the appearances game.
Right.
She knows that her, the substance of what she's doing is good, so it doesn't matter what the surface level looks like.
Right. Yeah.
But unfortunately, the surface level is what people see, and that can actually have a lot of power, so I think that will get her into trouble. But I also think it's just so amazing that the entire villain population of Brogton Bay, and probably the heroes pretty soon too, are gonna know how just stone cold terrifying she is.
Yeah.
This 15-year-old girl who can just control bugs faced off against Loon when he was in full dragon form. He had pulled an entire steel beam out of his own chest, just brushed it off like it was nothing.
He finally grew wings.
I knew he could. I knew he could do it. So pleased. He's so cool. He was in his full dragon form. She faced off against him and won, and then cut out his eyes. Incredible.
Yeah. Okay. Checking in. How do you feel about Taylor?
Oh, I feel like she's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I feel, I'm a little concerned. The paragraph where she talks about, should I feel more about this? I am a little disturbed by, what she feels capable of doing, and I'm wondering where that will lead us.
Yeah.
I could see her becoming a really awesome and powerful villainess. I don't know why I made it feminine. I guess I'm picturing her as, this towering, goddess figure. But I know she doesn't want that. But I'm not sure she would mind it if she knows that she's right. She'll be frustrated and impatient with all the people who don't believe that she's right. But I can also see this going, maybe the reason I made that feminine, maybe I'm kind of channeling this sort of Galadriel in Lord of the Rings thing. Instead of a Dark Lord, you would have a queen. All shall love me and despair. I don't think she's going to make everyone love her, but I think
that does seem to be the weakness that she has right now. Yeah, actually,
she's not good at that. But, she will, in doing things that are necessary, she might end up, I don't know, it'll be really interesting to see. Because, I feel like you can go down a really dark path with that. There could be a lot of things that you see as necessary. In this case, this doesn't feel to me Loon was going to kill her. If he woke up from his neuter poison, he would have killed, he would have still killed her.
Right.
Her cutting out his eyes, actually seems like completely valid punishment for that.
And an important part of that is the fact that he has super healing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He's going to grow them back. She wouldn't have done it if he couldn't. I don't know what she would have done instead, but it seemed clear that she only did that because he would grow them back.
Yeah. Though, I mean, I would be shocked to learn that mutilation is fair game against capes with a known healing factor. Like, I would just be shocked. That seems like a wild norm, right? Like, to the point about what we were saying, it's like, it's sort of...
Oh, yeah, it's very extreme, but, like, also, he was going to kill her.
No, I know. I'm talking about the perception of it.
Yeah. No, I would say it's definitely not something that happens a lot.
Yeah, there must be other people like Taylor who, like, make the same call, but it's just like, it must not be.
I think it will be shocking to people.
Exactly.
I don't know that it's the kind of thing that will make people be like, oh, she needs to be stopped. Because she was doing it to stop someone who was really off the rails.
Yeah.
It seems like, all the villains have united against the ABB because they've gone too far. And so I think Taylor doing this will be viewed as like, wow, can't believe she did that. That's terrifying, but like, seems fair.
Yeah. It is also, there's a really interesting contrast in this chapter with the way Kaiser is like brutally injuring the ABB goons. Like he's piercing their hands and feet in order to kind of like keep them in place. It's sort of just because he can.
Yeah. Because he's calling them animals. He's expressing his disdain for them for racial reasons.
Yes. But it seems like, so that's why he's doing it. He likes hurting them.
Yeah. I sort of loved how he was like, to Loon, he's like, you're an animal. I mean, not just because of this dragon thing.
Right, he's really going
like, sorry that your insult lost its punch because he's actually transformed into an animal right now.
Yeah. The thing is, like, he also comes across to me, I'll get back to what I was saying originally. It just seems like he loves the sound of his own voice.
Oh,
like,
God.
Who is he possibly talking to?
I mean, we are podcasters, but still.
No, fair. But he talks to Taylor about his morals don't matter when it's war. And then,
he's a monologuer. Oh, my God.
And then he's like, you're all animals. But it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Right?
All the world's his stage.
Yeah, it's so tiresome. So satisfying how much he gets completely ruined. But the point I was making is, I thought it was interesting, though, that even Kaiser, as despicable as he is, we knew that ahead of time, and it is on the page in this chapter, he seems to be embracing the letter of the law of, like, don't kill people, right? He's not mowing down all of Loon's soldiers.
But he does try to kill Loon.
He does try to kill Loon,
yeah.
Yes.
He does think he's killed Loon.
Yes.
And Sundancer is horrified by it. Yeah.
Yes. But I thought it was important to note that in this fight, we have gotten a pretty strong norm from Neuter and from Sundancer, and even from Kaiser, like...
Don't just kill everyone you can.
Don't just kill everyone you can, which is...
People aren't, disposable
which is notable.
Way.
But Kaiser was willing to try to kill Loon, and...
He also was willing to be really cruel to the minions, and I wonder to what extent what Taylor did at the end looked to Sundancer like the same thing that Kaiser was doing to the minions.
Right. There are several different types of nuance there. Like, are you a cape or not? Like, can you heal or not? Like, are you a
threat?
Yeah, are you a threat? Are you being coerced?
Yeah.
There are a lot of different levels there, but the brutality is very similar.
Perhaps looks similar on the surface again.
And it's also both the Kaiser's attack on the ABB and the bit with Taylor carving out the eyes were both very graphic, disturbing bits to read. So definitely kind of taking up the ultra-violence a notch in this chapter.
Although, I don't think any of it was as vicious as Bakura with that kid, with the bomb that dissolved the kid.
That's probably true. Yeah.
So I want to dig into, Kaiser and Taylor's, I think you called it banter. I mean, I think Kaiser was trying to banter. Taylor was I think really just trying to stop him. So he is... having blades pierce the hands and feet of these minions. Kaiser, I shouted, no, not your business, little girl. He keeps doing it. She says, this is wrong. Wrong, Kaiser chuckled. As far as I'm concerned, the moment you need to fall back on morals to argue something, you've already lost the argument. This is war. So...
who cares? I can't... this is not the time. I know, you're going to make a point.
No, I mean, sure, it's not, yeah, like, shut up, Kaiser, and stop torturing people for no reason. But it's very interesting, like, I think this paragraph, like, Taylor would completely disagree, right?
Yeah.
Like, she is she's here because she wants to be a hero.
Yeah.
She would say, like, absolutely, it's not the case that, like, might makes right, basically.
Yeah.
Or, like, might matters and right doesn't, I guess is what Kaiser's saying. And yet, at the end, she cuts out Loom's eyes and is like, shouldn't I be worried about the morals?
Yeah, and a lot of people would say that's full stop immoral, nothing justifies doing that to another person.
That's interesting. I don't feel tempted to say that about this situation.
I mean, I think that, you might be channeling her
clarity at the end.
Yeah, or her utilitarian mindset, understanding in the balance of things, right? But I just think don't mutilate other people is a great rule to live by. Right. And, we're getting into this fantasy world. We're getting into the superpower, like maybe that would sort of change things. But
it's certainly a rule I live by in my everyday life.
Right. And it is unclear to me. I understand where Taylor's coming from, that she came up with this idea. It was effective. She could do it in the time that she had, all of this. It is unclear to me that it was necessary. It is unclear to me that there was no other way to sort of get a similar outcome. I think she just kind of judged, well, this will work and I can do it and it will be incredibly effective and I don't need to, she didn't even consider the morals of it, I guess, like you were saying.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, this isn't a red line for her, and I think it is for...
Well, they'll grow back.
Yeah.
No, I know. I mean, it's still very extreme. I almost feel like... I
don't know. I still think...
You think she shouldn't have done it?
Even if in our world, everybody had super healing, I still feel like mutilating other people is not good. But we don't need to get too off track in terms of...
This feels very relevant as a discussion. Like, maybe there were other ways she could have stopped him, but, I mean, he had basically proven himself unstoppable to almost every other method. Like, the stuff that Kaiser threw at him, he just brushed off completely.
Yeah, stabbed through the heart, nothing.
Yeah, stabbed through the heart and nothing, exactly. And, maybe she could have found another way. She is very resourceful, but, she made sure they'd grow back and decided, like, okay, that's okay. And it almost feels to me like maybe this is giving her too much credit. Like, she was in this fight versus, like, an almost unstoppable force. And when she found a way to stop it, that she was able to judge, like, okay, this won't do permanent damage to him. It'll do, semi-permanent, I guess, to use sort of hair dye terms. She was like, oh yeah, this is clearly the thing to do.
Yeah.
And I think the clarity that she felt was not so much like, oh, she doesn't care about morals anymore. I think it was more like this fight just made it really clear what she had to do to stop him. And she had taken this, she'd given everything in the fight. Like, she'd put everything on the line to stop him, and this was part of that.
Well, that's a helpful reframing, because I think the natural, like, ethical counterargument is that some people would say, like, oh, this is the only thing I can think of to stop him, and it's not worth stopping him, right? Like, even if I could, then I shouldn't.
I mean, I think if she'd had to kill him to stop him, it would have been justified. Do you think that mutilation is worse than killing? A serious question. Like, at this point, she didn't have to kill him to stop him because he was unconscious, but...
Yeah, I mean, even if killing him isn't as bad, I think the point that I'm trying to make is that I think a lot of people would be like, oh, no, even if he's an unstoppable force and I have to kill him to stop him, like, I shouldn't kill him.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think it's a little abstract to talk about because Taylor doesn't feel that way. And we don't have necessarily an example. Like, Sundancer is a little bit of an audience surrogate.
Yeah.
Or, like, normal person surrogate kind of in this scene.
She's just been through a lot also.
Yeah. But we don't really have somebody who's, like, making this point to Taylor. It's certainly not how Taylor feels.
Right, and it'll be interesting to see if there's discussion of it with the other undersiders or anything.
But yeah, be interesting to think more about the sort of what can you justify to stop an unstoppable bad
dragon.
guy.
Yeah,
an evil dragon.
I want to pivot for a moment and talk about how satisfying it was to see Kaiser get destroyed.
Yeah.
Because, like, the crappy thing about, like, the first third of the battle in this chapter is that, like, it's like what you said, to be a villain in Brockton Bay, you kind of have to sit down at the table with white supremacists.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's fighting on the same side as Kaiser, who is not only known to be a neo-Nazi, but is very actively, like, hurting people in this fight for racial reasons.
Yeah.
Like, he's really living up to the neo-Nazi ideology, like, in this fight. And so you get this interesting, like, complicated allegiance where you're like, yeah, I want him to take out Lung, because Lung is trying to kill Taylor. And that's also kind of the whole point of them going to battle here, is to take down the ABB. I want him to destroy Lung, but also I don't really want him to win.
Yeah, it's much better on the reread because...
Oh, because you know what's going to happen.
Because I know that Taylor beats Lung and Kaiser doesn't.
Yeah.
So the whole time I'm just rooting against him. Like, as soon, even before he starts, you know, he says, "You're animals," or whatever he's saying. When he starts to, like, win against Lung, I'm like, no, like, come on, Lung, like, you got this, you're not out yet, just get a little stronger, grow those wings, buddy.
I did want him to defeat Lung, because I wanted to protect Taylor.
Yeah.
But as soon as Lung, like, when Lung comes back from being stabbed through the heart, because it was like, it was also such a, like, coward move. Like, he was already down on hands and knees, basically defeated by this fireball, and then Kaiser's like, I'm gonna stab you while you're down, like... I mean, there's a reason Sundancer was so horrified by it.
Yeah.
And then Lung just, like, pulls it out of him and just, like, backhands Kaiser, totally knocks him out. And I was like, yes!
Yeah.
I was like, wait, this is bad, but also yes.
Picking him up and, like, banging him against the wall.
It was really impressive how the narrative made me want both of them to go down.
Yeah.
And I hated Kaiser so much by that point in the chapter that I was thrilled to see him be taken out.
Exactly. Very satisfying. I also love Kaiser and Lung have the same personality flaw, which is they're way, way, way too full of themselves. Incredibly overconfident.
Yeah.
I think we might have knocked Lung on this a little bit in the first fight against him. But, like, in this fight, both of them, because Kaiser's like, I don't need your help. You know, like, ha ha ha.
They're both underestimating Taylor.
And then he's like, what? The sun is gonna knock Lung out? Like, no, I need to get my kill or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like, but immediately trounced, completely destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
What an idiot. Taylor is absolutely right. If you haven't beaten him by now.
I'm actually not sure why he hadn't beaten him by now. You'd think that when Lung was just starting to transform, he could have taken him out with his amazing metal powers. Maybe he was just kind of holding back and playing with him a little because he didn't think he was that bad.
Right. Exactly. Overconfident.
Yeah.
And with Lung then makes the exact same mistake against Taylor.
Everyone underestimates Taylor, but not after the eye carving incident.
Yeah, but all he had to do was he had just basically, like, burned Sundancer with fire. Sundancer is immune to flame.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
He could have done the same thing to Taylor. He would currently be a big dragon happily flying around Brockton Bay.
Yeah.
Having killed his nemesis who had previously gotten him captured.
Yeah.
But he did not do that. He did not go for the instant win. He wanted to glory in his inevitable victory. And, you know, I really like seeing hubris defeated.
Yes.
So it's very satisfying to have two instances of that in this chapter.
I really loved how, I think it was 2 different times when Lung was like, you, bug girl, except he was like, oh, girl.
Yeah, I really enjoyed translating Lung.
The first time I thought he was saying a girl, and I was like, people have superpowers in this world. What are you talking about, man? And I was like, no, bug girl.
Yeah. And he wouldn't. He's the one who sort of made Skitter's name go. Yeah,
but he wouldn't call her it.
Yeah, he's gonna try and demean her.
I also really enjoyed where he's like trying to say something, and Taylor's like, ugh, he can't even talk. I can't even get him to monologue.
Yes. Well, it's also both of those shitty guys, Lung and Kaiser, call her a girl in this chapter. So it's even more satisfying that she beats them in the end. Well, she doesn't beat Kaiser, but that she comes out on top in the battle. She
gets the moral victory over Kaiser.
Exactly.
Maybe not the moral victory. Maybe that's not the right phrasing. Oh, I'm just paging through, seeing spots that I really liked. When Lung is being attacked by the sun, and he falls to all fours, tries to move, and finds the asphalt like a molten tar beneath him. And I was like, oh, he's going to be caught in a tar pit like a dinosaur. It's like, this is an amazing image.
Yeah. Well, okay. What do you think of Sundancer's power?
So cool. She seems to be really intimidated by it. I wonder if, like, I bet she's not very old. I bet she hasn't been on the scene for very many years.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't seem like a total newbie or anything, but she's very hesitant to use it. And it's so intense.
Yeah.
I can see why she is very careful about causing harm, because she could cause so much of it so easily.
Yeah. Yeah. And the sort of like, as soon as it wasn't necessary anymore, because she thought Loon had been killed, she turns it off right away.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Blinks it right out. She doesn't want to do unnecessary damage to all the
She
people around.
like sparks it up, and then it flies out of her hands, but then she brings it up to the roof so that she's not
like burning the people
the people. She's just trying to get the heat focused on
No,
Loon.
she's clearly a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. I also thought it was cool. It seems like she sort of has to like ramp it up in some way, because she sort of, it's like, it was almost like sparking a lighter or something. She sort of like does this like little click, and Taylor's like, oh my god, that incredibly bright spot in my vision, like what's going on? And then Sundancer's like, hey, Skitter, right? Get back. And then, boom, that she creates a sunball.
It reminded me of the moment in Megamind where, like, Minion is, like, plugging in the, like, sun laser or whatever, and he's like, it's warming up! And Megamind says, the sun is warming up!
Well, babe, it looks like the sun does have to warm up.
Yeah, it does!
And then, so she has kind of, like, click, 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 and then whoosh. And then later, Loon steps in and is able to sort of, like, dismiss the sun as she's doing that click, click charge up. So
the click, click charge up really sounds like she's lighting a burner on a gas stove.
Yeah, that's kind of how it felt like.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly, maybe we'll find out what the exact mechanism is later. But the point I was making in the summary is Loon was able to disrupt her creating the sun. I guess I don't know. Like, it could be the kind of thing, like, if she charges up her sun several clicks, then maybe it is too strong for Loon to control, and it's just the fact that he was intervening, before she had created it.
Yeah.
Tough to tell. But I do kind of think that just the fact that he almost got killed, he leveled up even more, and then he was able to totally sort of, usurp her sun control. That
is an interesting example of, like, this whole universe is kind of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? Because, trauma often gives you a superpower. And maybe Taylor's concussion improved her powers, we're not sure. But almost being killed in this, made him stronger.
Yeah. Ooh. We were talking about that, Megamind-ish dialogue. The thing that it reminded me of, there's also the bit at the beginning of the chapter when Sundancer's like, wait, like, you guys know each other? And Taylor's like, almost made his crotch rot off. And Sundancer's like, wait, what? But, then
she's like, by accident. How do you accidentally? Yeah.
Yeah. It was very quippy in kind of like a Buffy way, I felt, like the Sundancer-Taylor dynamic. Yeah. Which made me even sadder about the end of the chapter, where it's like, I kind of feel like they could have had
Sundancer to become an undersider.
Yeah, they could have had some really fun moments.
Maybe Sundancer will become an undersider.
Maybe.
She doesn't want to travel anymore. She's tired of traveling.
Yeah.
And she has such good rapport with Taylor.
Yeah.
I want this.
But she also just saw Taylor.
Well, we have to have a journey.
Eyes.
We're going to have a journey towards it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe Sundancer will be the one. Taylor was trying to, be the heart. So maybe Sundancer can give some of that back. That would be awesome.
They can be the joint heart. No, probably not. I don't know that there's space for another person in that gang. But do you want to hear about the part that got me the most choked up?
Yes.
Yeah, so Taylor's facing off against Loon. Sundancer has just been batted aside. Taylor's thinking, please don't burn me. Look at this knife and see it as an insult. An excuse to trounce me physically. And then Angelica moves towards Loon and Taylor says, no, back! I'm just like, I'm getting choked up even talking about it now. Taylor has to protect these dogs.
Yeah.
It was so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, the dogs, she knew the dogs weren't powerful enough to face Loon. They're still more powerful than she is, physically speaking.
Yeah.
But she has to spare them and put herself in danger so that she can try her bug move, but she doesn't know it's going to work even. She's just putting herself on the line, and she refuses to let the dogs do it.
Yeah. It's so good. The other great dogs moments. We confirmed the dogs heal when they shrink back down. Taylor says to Bitch first thing, are the dogs okay? Because she's like, if I ask Sundancer first, bitch is going to be offended. Like, I need to check on the dogs first, which I love. But the dynamic of when the dogs are there and then Lung immediately knocks them out, it's like the what they do to Worf on Star Trek, right? Like, you have these like really tough guys, and then to prove that the enemy is tough, they immediately knock them out. I was like, oh wow, we're really establishing, last time we saw Lung versus dogs, he wasn't this far along. He had already been weakened by Taylor. Now we're setting the stage that this is a much tougher Lung because he's just like bam, bam, and the dogs are down for the count.
Yeah.
I also just loved that bitch came back and had her big
I know, that was great.
Cavalry
her
moment.
Hero moment.
Yeah. It was possibly foolish considering how little it mattered, but I love...
she had to help. Taylor's in there alone. It's like Taylor said about her.
Yeah.
Can't let...
I love seeing it.
Yeah. I love bitch. She's great. Yeah, I think... It's fun seeing different parts of Taylor reflected in the different Undersiders. Taylor draws her knife. Why the knife, bitch asked. I think anyone else might have sounded concerned. She just sounded curious. I'm ending this, Taylor says. It did, like, the kind of ruthless side of her is also present in Bitch. Like, Bitch doesn't shy away from physical violence, even though she also does have a moral code about it.
Yeah. That's interesting. I kind of feel like Bitch would understand what Taylor did. At the end. Yeah.
I'm really curious to see the other Undersiders' reactions to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I wonder if Bitch will say anything about it.
Right. The only other thing I did want to just shout out, it's been great having Lung here. I love seeing him achieve full dragon, and I love his mid-morph body horror along the way.
X-shaped mouth, yeah.
Yeah, he has the X-shaped mouth. We learn that his neck has been extending, so he's able to, like, turn his neck around in, like, a full U at the beginning of the chapter, which is really awful. And he has these long blades on his fingers that, for whatever reason, reminded me of, like, salad fingers, more so than Wolverine. But, he's a very creepy and gross guy before his wings sprout. And he becomes fully Dragon Man. So, yeah. Enjoyed seeing it.
Really fun. Yeah. So now I guess I'm curious what's going to happen with the ABB after this. Oni Lee got seriously injured. Probably doesn't have enhanced healing powers. He got, like, shot in the leg, and he probably will be okay, but that's going to be a long recovery time, I bet.
Yeah.
Lung got he got his eyes removed. That's not going to mean he can't do anything, but he's going to be in some pain, and he's going to probably hesitate to go into combat situations. Like, he's not used to fighting without his eyes. So, Bakuda is still, as far as we know, unharmed, though it's possible the other teams have done something to take her out. I think that this will rein in the ABB to some extent, at least for a while. It's not really going to solve the problem of there are still 300 people with Bakuda's bombs implanted in them. It's also not going to solve the problem of, like, wow, they're really going to want to destroy the Undersiders. Yeah.
Well, that is an interesting point, because Taylor took out Lung, so she thought. And he escaped.
Yeah.
Which meant he was going to be coming after her even harder.
Yeah.
And she is saying, I'm ending this at the end of this chapter. Be over. But is she ending this?
Absolutely not. No.
Interesting.
She's ending this fight.
Yeah.
But she's ending the battle, but not the war.
Yeah. We did get a fun detail. She's on the phone with Regent before switching to Tattletale, that they have apparently found one of Bakuda's bomb workshops.
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoyed that detail. We didn't get anything else about it, but at least that raid was somewhat successful.
Yeah. Yeah, and it seems like they're doing fine. Like, he gave a green signal. That was a fun conversation where, Regent's like, we might not want to interrupt her, and Taylor's like, it's important. Who heals, right? Yeah, wait, Luke's there? Yeah, I mean, what bad luck that I guess there were 3 teams, and Taylor's team encountered 2 of the 3, like, capes that head up the ABB.
Bad luck, but also good luck.
Also good luck.
Seems like it was fine.
Taylor took them out.
Seems like it was fine.
I mean, she didn't take them out single-handedly, but... Yeah.
I guess we don't know. There were several people who were injured, and it's unclear if
Neuter was pretty badly hurt.
Yeah, Neuter was pretty badly hurt. I guess the sniper said he would probably be fine, but he was pretty badly hurt.
His leg was hurt, yeah.
Kaiser and
Menya was really
Menya
her.
were really
Nessa
her.
is her name.
Yeah. Yeah, that was actually a nice moment.
Yeah, the sisters.
But calling out
her real name.
The real name.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Though, presumably, they also suck. So,
well, yes.
Hope Neuter pulls through.
Yes. Neuter, we don't have any reason to think he sucks particularly.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that Sundancer's okay. Okay. Yeah. So, predictions. Immediate next steps. I mean, it sounds like they're going to leave, get some, medical assistance for people who need it. Probably Taylor and Bitch will go back to the loft and meet up with the others. I'm hoping we get a recap of what happened. And I'm really curious how this will change. Like you said last time, Taylor took Loong out. It made things worse. I don't know if this will make things worse right away. They might be reeling from this blow a little bit, but I do think it's going to be the same thing. Like, big victories mean big chaos.
Yeah.
So I do think that the ABB will kind of come roaring back. I think they'll have won themselves a little bit of quiet. Like, I don't think Kaiser's going to pursue the dogfighting thing when the Undersiders did just, save him and be really scary doing it. But I do think they're going to be on his radar in a way like, don't want them to get too powerful, that kind of thing. So,
right.
Yeah, I think they'll have not exactly made enemies, but have made scrutiny for themselves.
Right. And we started the arc with, all the villains are teaming up against the ABB. And a decisive victory is going to be fairly destabilizing to that truce.
Oh,
as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so people will be scared of the Undersiders, which will cut both ways.
Yeah.
And we started the arc with the Undersiders having to, they didn't have to defend their own place at the table, but, Fault Line had to defend their place at the table. And it was clear that it was like, kind of a thing that they were there. And then Taylor took out Loong again.
Yeah. And she got the assist on Oni Lee, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, she was tracking him.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And while we're talking about stuff that happened early in this arc, Taylor had a really bad time. We don't need to dwell on the details. She got a victory here that we were hoping for.
Oh my gosh, so. That really, I think is going to make her feel a lot better. She almost didn't go on this mission.
Yeah.
Tattletale almost didn't tell her because she had the school thing going on.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have been here.
Yeah.
Would have been bad.
Actually, I think about it, that would have been really bad. That would have been probably Neuter, Bitch, Kaiser, Fenya, Menya all dead. Maybe Sundancer and Labyrinth get away, but maybe not.
Yeah.
That's...
No, true. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hard to say how things would have gone, but...
Maybe not. Yeah. Maybe not dead, maybe, but Neuter would have died.
Neuter probably would have died, yeah.
Oni Lee wasn't... Yeah, we were talking about how precious everyone's being. Oni Lee was not. He's an assassin. I guess that's his thing.
Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a good point. Yeah.
Ooh.
It's kind of cool how, what a coup for the Undersiders having gotten Taylor on their side.
Yeah, absolutely, right?
Good move. Just swoop in right away when she hasn't really interacted with anyone else in the villain world and pull her onto your team.
Yeah. And
Good job.
They acted fast. They saw Taylor, they saw something they liked, and the next day they were like, hey,
gimme.
Come on over. All right. Any other specific predictions?
I want Taylor to have an argument with Brian over whether she should have cut out the eyes.
Ooh. Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
Interesting for that particular ship.
Yeah.
There are no new keep names.
Not surprising.
But I can read you the top line of the next chapter.
Oh, please do. Yeah.
Brockton Bay 911. What is your...
Oh, so it's not an interlude. So Taylor is calling to report that Loong is unconscious in this building.
Could be.
Okay.
Yeah. There's at least one more chapter in the arc. This is Hive 5.10.
Yeah. I think she's calling in the injured and unconscious Loong.
Yeah. Does that spur any other predictions or thoughts or?
Yeah, I think that they're all getting out of there. She's probably going to clear the area and then call in. Loong and the minions who have been stabbed.
Yeah.
Through the hands and feet, but they're probably losing a lot of blood. Yeah. I think we'll mostly get aftermath. It'll be interesting to see if Taylor has a conversation with any of the people from the other groups. I don't know if I expect her to have a conversation with Sundancer, but it would be interesting if she did.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be time soon to see some heroes again.
Yeah.
The heroes are supposed to be taking out the ABB. Doesn't seem like they're doing a great job of it. Taylor has to do it. I mean, is she a hero? Question mark.
That's a fun thing. There's no way Armsmaster wants to take credit for this one.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see her have a conversation where she has to defend it to him.
Yeah.
Where she's like, I did what I had to do.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think you're hanging out with people who are bad influences.
But that's not even it.
No,
this is Taylor.
This is just
this
Taylor.
This is not that's the other.
Yeah. You know. And so she knows that it was just her. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least one more chapter in the arc.
Okay.
It'll be fun to see what happens next.
Yeah. I wonder if Taylor won't feel bad about the eyes thing until she goes home to Danny.
Ooh.
Yeah, just kind of, feels
Would he
worse.
understand? Would he understand? They're on the same team, don't you think? He'd give her advice about which parts to most effectively carve out of a man, because he understands?
I think he would potentially understand, but I think she does not see him as someone who practices violence against other people.
Yeah.
And so she'll think like, oh, I think she would think he would be horrified by what I did. And I think he would in fact be horrified that his daughter had to do it. Like, even if it's something he would do himself, I think seeing Taylor have to do something that, ruthless, would be really hard on him.
I don't want to get into predictions, but I just think that most people are like Sundancer, cape or not. Most people would flinch.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm curious. I am now curious if there's going to be a strong backlash against the eye incident. We'll see.
We'll see. My lips are sealed. I will say no more. Should stop saying things.
You can't stop saying things. It's a podcast.
All right.
Later.
On Inchworm. Worm is a web serial by J.C. McCrae. You can read Worm at parahumans.wordpress.com and support the author at patreon.com/wildvote. Follow us on Tumblr and Blue Sky at Inchworm Podcast, or find our Discord link and any other updates on inchwormpodcast.com.